Welcome back to Laura's Design Studio, where we are doing all kinds of funky stuff today. I got projects going, I got laundry going, it's all going. But we are mixing up some casting powder. This is Perfect Cast. This is very affordable. It is under $17 and you get 4 pounds. And it's on Amazon. And I will put the link in the description box so you guys can go check it out. I have been doing a lot of eco resin stuff. This is one of the most affordable ecos out there, and it is made in the US. Yes, I'm mixing up a lot because we're gonna fill this. This will probably be next week. So when I'm videoing this, it is Thursday. You should have seen my posting through the week where I made the wreath out of this with a coaster and a jar lid. Well, we're going bigger. This is my largest tray mold. I think this is 12 inches. And as you can see, I have a coaster sitting in the middle of it. Don't know how much I am going to need, but I'm going to try and make it enough on the first shot. I really don't want to layer it. I don't want to have to make it more, is what I should say. And once again, I'm splashing it all over me. What else is new? hope that this is enough. And I'm kind of going tie-dye on this one, guys, you know, unconventional. Because it wouldn't be me if we weren't doing something weird. Just cut through the color. Don't stir. And here we go. Thought I saw a clump. But when I was pouring. Okay. I could make up a little more and fill it, but I also don't want that weird line. What to do, what to do. Decisions fast. Do I? No, leave it. Leave it. I'm leaving it. All right, guys, we'll be back when this is ready. Talk to you in a while. Welcome back to Laura's Design Studio. We are going to make some of these ornaments here. Now, I have brushed some of them, but let me just tell you, it's a hot mess because this mold does not like to take the powder. This mold was okay with most of it. So I think we're going to have a lot of cleaning up to do and some marker action when these actually get done. But I have some perfect cast mixed up here. And we're just going to start pouring these. I'm not adding color to them. Like I said, I think we're going to need marker action. Because these molds, if you've ever worked with these candy molds, sometimes they take the color okay, sometimes they just don't. So we're just gonna go with it and deal with it after I get these out. Oh, and of course, like any good candy mold, these do not have stability. Let it sit there for a second. some of these you can pour thin, and some of them you just can't, because a lot of the detail is up higher. So we're just gonna go with it, and we're just gonna keep mixing up batches and spilling it all over myself. Yep, that's what we're doing. And because this perfect cast sets up pretty quick, you just need to get it in the mold and then deal with everything else. As I continue to splash it all over me. I have had so many disasters this morning already that I might as well just get them all out of the way today. That way any other projects I do through the rest of the week or the weekend, well, you know, maybe they won't be such a disaster. I should. This is what you would call a dumpster fire day. Let me just tell you, there is a reason. And this is my suggestion to any of you out there. There is a reason my heat mat sits in a lit silicone tray. It's a very large one. It has a lip on it. It has saved me many times. It's saved me today already. I spilled silicone. And if it wasn't for the lip tray, it would have been all over. It would have been everywhere. It would have been on my floor, in the carpet, everywhere. That is the best and smartest thing I've probably ever done, was to stick that lipped tray underneath my heat mat. You guys have seen me spill, overflow, you know. And it has always saved me from having a mess on my wood top table, having a mess all over my floor. So yeah, I cannot recommend something more highly than that. And what this was, that lift tray, that was like a big grill mat. So I work on top of many things. There is my tables. I have two tables that are exactly the same. They are steel leg and about over an inch thick of hardwood top. On top of that, I have this orange. I don't know if you can see it because it's pretty covered up with the gray one, but it's an orange silicone mat, and it's from one of the, I don't know, one of those great big, really expensive brand grills, like Traeger or something like that. But it's a huge grill mat. Then, on top of that orange one, I have the lift tray, which is also a grill mat. Inside of that is where my food mat, because I use a food mat, not a typical resin heat mat. It is a food mat. It has temperature control and hours depending on the temperature. So that is the off-white thing you see. That is the actual heat mat. And then having that extra protection, that has really saved me. I still have some left. Now I'm out of room. Just gonna put it in these smaller ones. This was a 3-pack, all 3 of these. It came from the Vine program, so when they have stuff like this, or they have regular molds or whatever, I tend to just pick them up because you can use them for, whoa, Laura, a little. That was an overflow. Because you can use these for many things. tell you what, that front door has been going off a lot lately. And we do have it pointed so that it looks out to the area by the garage because, of course, you know, our garage was broken into. One of our garages. Actually, they broke into the one, surprisingly enough, that's attached. We have two garages. We have, let me get this lid before I spill this powder. That'll be next. We have two garages. David pays for the extra one because he wanted more room, plus his car, because it's not registered or anything, is in one of the garages. Otherwise it will get towed here, and it's not. That's the car that that was totaled, but he still owes money on it. So trying to figure out a way to get rid of it, but for right now, because it's not drivable, it's in the garage until we decide what we're going to do with it. So that's in the one garage, and then his work golf cart and his tools are in that garage. That's the one that got broken into. Then there's a garage in between the two, and then we have the one on the other end, which is where our Hyundai, the Tucson that we drive goes. My Tucson that he has, basically I signed it over to him because we do here in Austin, you have to take a lot of toll roads to get anywhere. And because he's a vet, we don't have to pay those if he has vet plates on it. The problem with that is it had to be registered in his name. So I signed the title so that he could put vet plates on it, and then we don't have to pay all the tolls, because the tolls around here are outrageous. The one that we need to go to Colleen, which is where the girls are, some days it's like $6, and believe me, those add up quickly. They change them based on, like, a holiday weekend, it goes up. On all weekends it goes up, but on holiday weekends they raise it even more. So sometimes we were paying like $10, 20, you know, there and back. So they do and then me going to my doctor's office, I thought that all the toll roads were, well, that I shouldn't say toll roads, that all of the lanes were free for David. So when I go to my doctor in Round Rock, I have to take one of the major toll roads. Well, that toll road has an express lane on it. And I've been taking it because that's what my GPS tells me to do. Well, come to find out, the express lane, it's not covered. David told me, Mom, quit taking the express lane. Oh, I'm just doing what the GPS told me to do. It didn't tell me it costs me money to take that lane. So yeah, no more express lane for me. But all the other ones are free. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna let these cheer up, and then we'll go from there and see how many more dumpster fires I can create today. Talk to you soon. Okay, guys, you see I've demolded the ornaments here. Now, I do not trust myself painting, and this is why. I have lupus, RA, you know, all the autoimmune diseases. And I do not have steady hands at all, not even close. They shake, they are not good for detail work. Now, I used to do these, I used to do a ton of Native American ceramics. And my best sellers was this all white, and they were like a pearl. It was like a pearl white. So, can't even do that with these. Now, as you can see, like I said, some of the mold took, some didn't. These little ones are better, but not good. This is some diamond painting. It's just a sealer. And I am going to mix in the eye candy, and this one is the Glimmer Ghost Violet. Let's try it on a small one. Okay. So if you can, I'll show it to you in just a second. If you can see this, it's like you get a hint of the purple. They're shiny. I don't know if you can see that or not, but, and this stuff dries fast. You are just gonna paint these. You don't have to be careful. You don't have to worry about shaky hands. And they turn out really pretty. So that's what we are gonna do for these. And then after I put this on and they're all dry, I will wax them just to, this is a sealer. It's a sealer for, you know, diamond art, but it works. Yesterday, I used the clay glaze, same thing. This was the first one I found today, and so that's what I'm doing. And you can mix colors in here. You're just going to get different. I think I have one that's almost empty. Yeah, that one's like... And this is just a cheap brush. Yeah, when I first started crafting, my very first things were I did ceramic pieces, and I made dream catchers. That was, I lived in New Mexico. Dream catchers were a big thing. But nobody was making them back then. So I was making them. My favorite craft store in the whole wide world back in the day was Tandy Leather. I don't know if you guys remember them. I think they're still around, but I believe you have to order online now. I don't think there are any more stores open. Or if there are, very few across the country. But I thought I heard that they had shut down all their stores. I used to live in that store. I would go in there and buy all kinds of the conchos, because, I lived in New Mexico, so conchos were real big. I bought all my sinew, which is how you make a traditional dream catcher. This was sinew. So I bought all my sinew through them. I bought all my metal pieces, my findings and everything. I lived at Tandy. And then there was a little ceramic place around the corner, and they sold, well, you could either buy the pieces that weren't fired, and then you could bring them back, and for a charge they would fire them in their kiln for you. Or what I used to do is I used to buy the bisque, which is already fired. Kind of looks like this stuff. And then paint it, seal it, and you didn't have to have them refire because it was bisque. Which I wouldn't be surprised if this is a related product, because yes, it looks like this stuff. So this is just taking me back to my old ways, making ceramic pieces. And if you guys ever want me to show you how a traditional dream catcher is made, let me know. I haven't done one in a long time, but I think I still can do it. I know, I made them 1 year. I had never seen anybody else do them. And I was at Tandy one day and I was looking at their, because they had pre-made stuff too, you know, because they also did like classes and stuff like that. So I was looking at this one thing on the wall, and it was, they had mandalas and they had, or in New Mexico, mandalas, and they had the dream catchers up there. And so I was just looking at them, and I was like, wait, they sell everything to make these. So I just gathered up supplies, went home, figured out how to do the design with sinew, and I made a ton of them. And within the first hour of that craft show, I was completely sold out. And then, of course, the next year, everybody had them. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anybody sell them any recently. Like they haven't been any of the craft shows that I've been to. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish doing these with this stuff, and then I will be back. Welcome back. I demolded the wreath. This has become my wreath. Tie-dye, yes. Why? Because I don't like traditional. So, but you could just do this with green and red. It would be pretty. Now, did I leave well enough alone when I left you and said that I wasn't going to fill it all the way? I lied. Because then I thought, ha, I could do a double-sided wreath, right? So of course I did. So you got two sides to choose from. This has all been brushed with that same mixture as I did the ornaments. And then I also waxed it and waxed all the ornaments also. So I really would like to make this an interchangeable wreath. The problem is I can't find my Velcro. And yeah, I can't find my Velcro. It's somewhere. I don't know where. It's in a very safe spot, one that I can't find at the moment. So, because if you do a Velcro on here, then you could switch for seasons or whatever you would like. But I'm not going to glue anything down today, but I'm going to show you kind of what I was looking at. So, have you guys ever seen these? I used to rep for a company. It was a party company, and they had stuff like this and all kinds of cellophane bags before you could get them at, like, you know, Dollar Tree and all that. These are, I don't even know how old these are. Probably as old as the kids, truthfully. So, you know, David's 40, Frankie's 37. These probably are from around there. When I was looking for the Velcro, I found this bag. Now, I don't have the right colors or the right, well, I have yellow in the large. I have this gold color, but it's not, it doesn't look good with this. So unfortunately, as much as I hate to admit it, I also had a large pink. Now this is, after you take them out of the package, you undo them. These are, I think these were called pole bows. So the one end, you have your ends, and you have these two. And then what you do is you just pull sometimes I get hung up. It's because I'm not there. Okay. So you just pull it through and it makes this bow, right? Then, depending on what side you want to use, you could use either side. Okay. Then you could easily just tie this onto here. We're just going to do tie because I don't know exactly. This is just giving you some inspiration, right? So we're just going to pretend that's on there. So there you go. And then these are basically, it's basically that curling ribbon. And I'm undoing the bow. Yep. So yes, these are basically the curling ribbons, so you can curl these and make you little curly cues on there, right? So we've got a bow. Now we could, I have these pearl bows. You could like do one inside of this, glue it to it, or just leave a big bow like that. Then we can decorate the wreath with, we can do a snowman here and a snowman here. And these were all painted in that same way, so if you, I don't know if you'll be able to catch it on camera, but these are very shiny and they have colors, like depending on the way you turn them, are those ghost powder colors, okay? So we could do something like that. And then, let's see, these guys, we could put like right there. We could take another big guy. I got this one. Put him at the bottom. Then I have the little ones that were also painted in that same way. And we can just put a couple of these guys. Where are you? I have another one. There it is. And put some of these guys. And then maybe some little ornaments down there. And like I said, if you had like heavy duty, like I would get the Gorilla Glue dots. I had some of those and I also couldn't find those either. Or you can just use glue and super glue or whatever and just stick everything down if this is how you want to use it. But if you want to make it interchangeable, then, you know, use Velcro or glue dots or something that you could remove and use it for another season. And as you saw, this was just made with the 12-inch tray mold. I put a coaster in the center of it, and it gave you this like pretty center flower like. And then do some ornaments out of those candy molds. I just took the diamond painting sealer, which is just a glaze. And I mixed in the ghost powder from Eye Candy. And actually I put it all back in this jar, so that's what I'll use it for now. And just, you don't need a lot of color. Your wreath has, if you do it like this, you have lots of color. So you can just use plain white with that little pearl stuff. And you can see, hopefully the camera will pick up that, you can see pink and green. And that's because I added a couple different ghost powders into that. I put a green, a violet. Did I put blue? I may have put blue in it also. But it just gives you that real pretty, shiny, almost color shift paint on there. And I didn't have to worry about my hand shaking or anything like that. But here, turn this around for you. But there. So, really simple, budget friendly. These candy molds are like, you know, they're cheap on Amazon. And this one came with all three. It came with all of these. It came with that gnome set. It came with the big and the snowman. And then it came with the littler one. So, and that's on Amazon. So I just did that. I did my no paint on it, meaning I made them pearly and color shift, but I didn't have to worry about my hand shaking and not being able to do an ornament. And then just put them around. Make it interchangeable if you want. If not, good. And then we can do the same thing. Let's flip this over. I'm just going to move the bow because this pink one will work over here too because it's got the pink running through it. Unfortunately, because you know how much I love pink. And then, you know, you could do the same thing. Here's your snowman. And these guys. And here's a gnome with stars. Here's another one with stars. You can put your little ones in between. And then you have two colors to choose from. I did mine tie-dye because I like tie-dye. And so there you guys go. A really simple, budget friendly. I didn't have to buy any more molds than I already had. I'm sure everybody has these candy molds that, you know, for any of the holidays. I could do this, I could put a black bow on it and do it for Halloween with the purples and the blacks. Yeah, that's why I made it tie-dye. Because I think you can do just about any theme, and I did it 2 different colors, so your back, you have 2 sides to choose from. But there you guys go, a very budget-friendly way to make a wreath for your house. I will talk to you guys in the next one, but in the meantime, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Hit that black bell so the next time I upload a video, you are notified. Don't forget about all the discount codes in the description box. They are there for you to save money. I do make a little bit of a kickback on some, but not all. And every penny I get goes right back into resin and molds and everything else that comes with that. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.